This is another Trucking Radio 24/7 podcast in association with New Zealand Trucking Magazine.
We haven't talked to you guys for a while. It's Dave McCoid here at the Kopu HQ. I've got with me editor New Zealand Trucking Magazine, Gavin Myers.
Hello, peeps.
And I've got the one and only field executive editor, whatever you want to call him. Extraordinaire.
Dog's body.
YouTube personality, none other than Captain K.
Hey, team.
Oh, I expected a bit more. Hey, team.
Hey. Well, no,
You're
hey.
the most famous of all of us. Come on.
What?
Right, question, men. Question. I've got a question.
Yep.
Would you,
Would you?
if $13,000 worth of Auckland Airport shares came up for sale, would you buy them? Would you buy them, Gavin?
I think I would.
You would?
I probably would. Maybe I would.
Excellent. Would you buy them, Carl?
Yeah, no, I definitely would.
You would?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, why not?
Are you both sure you would?
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely.
Why would you not?
How long can we keep that going? God bless you, Transport Minister. Well, is he stood down? Is he still?
Yeah,
what's he doing?
Stood down, Transport Minister.
Is he at Stag Park having a cup of coffee?
I think he is.
He's awaiting further instructions.
Awaiting further instructions, yes. Yes, I'd say there's a little remorse on chosen approach to that situation.
Don't, whatever you do, leave Taupo on the airplane, right? Because you won't earn anything from it. You got no more shares in the landing venue.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yes. No.
Yeah, take the light rail to the Auckland Airport. From Taupo. No, that'll never work.
Yeah.
Oh dear, what a world, what a country, what a time.
Yes, definitely interesting times, that's for sure.
We need those Las Vegas aliens that have just landed in Las Vegas, evidently. Where else would aliens land? They're going to land in...
Oh, mate,
they're going to land in Las Vegas.
But I thought what's happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What is it?
That's what they say.
Yeah, so who knows? I mean, they were obviously heavy machinery enthusiasts because the family that they dropped in and apparently were working on some trucks and machinery in the backyard at the time.
They went for high quality
people.
Yeah.
Good standing.
Yeah, good standing, exactly. So they probably read the magazine as well.
Yep, they probably just went up and said, I've run a main bearing on the Interstellar.
Yeah, that's right.
On the hyperdrive.
Yeah, the 5 1/4's run a bearing. Can you come and give us a helping hand?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, what are you calling 911 for?
Yeah. Jeepers, mate, I'd need 2 opposable thumbs to fit this. Well, I just happen to have those. 3 on each arm.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
As I said, interesting times. Yes. It's gonna...
Speaking of machinery and fine people, the first word that springs to mind is Wanaka.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wanaka.
Yeah.
An 84W single stacker making a pile of grub in the middle of a sandpit.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, incredible show once more. The team they've got that thing it's as finely tuned as the bloody 6V92s and so forth that were screaming around there, or 6V71s rather.
It's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's some shows have a thing, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's just an intangible. And Alan, Colleen, and Annabelle it's the venue.
Yeah.
Oh, who doesn't want to go to Central?
Yeah.
It's the interactive nature
Yeah.
of the event. It's the fact that you get the heavy hitters walking around in their Sunday.
Yep.
With their Sunday attitude on, you can talk to anybody. You can talk to anybody that you see. Even if your knees are knocking as they're coming towards you, and you think, shit, this is.
Yeah, and every year, the interesting thing is it's you sort of look at it as everyone's sort of bringing their best to the show, but it's not for that reason where it's like a mine's bigger, better than yours, or sort of thing. They just want to share it.
Everyone's there for the love.
Everyone's there for the love. Everyone's there for the love of the machine and what it's done and its history and sharing the experience. That's the thing that gets me. Is this? As you said, it's the venue, but all of the above, but it is mostly the people that are there that you can rub shoulders with, talk to, and chinwag with, and just enjoy, as you said, the interactive nature of it. That's what I get out of it anyway. Yeah,
no, absolutely. Like you say, it's a thing, and that's a huge part of that thing. Is that interactivity? It's just
Yeah, and that's a fantastic point you raised, Captain K, and I've that is a really good point, that you could be there with your little tractor or truck that you've poured your wages into restoring, and you're that proud of it, and you may not know that you're talking to Tim Ross, Mark McCarthy. He's standing there. He's just a guy that's walked up in jeans and shoes and has a yarn to you, and then they wander off and So maybe it's the atmosphere of ease for them as well. Like there's no expectation on them to be anyone other than just some bloke walking around the show.
Yeah, and that's what makes that show though as well, is that it's not just. I mean, okay, there's machines there worth like. I mean, hey, well, like we all sort of stood in awe of the bloody Cat, the mining truck. That was just jumper. That was just incredible, and everyone was all over that and sort of thing. And I mean, the cost and the investment and so forth and everything that went into getting that thing there and taking it away again at the end of the show and that sort of that's one thing. But like as you just said, it's also the young fella from a couple of bloody miles away that's restored an old Fergie, and he's got it there and so on, and he's rubbing shoulders with all of them. There's something for everyone, and everyone's interested in what everyone else is doing, and it's just and the public just gets the best of everything.
Yeah, but also maybe just thinking through what you were talking about, maybe it's the variation of things with wheels that gives it because if we go to a truck show, it's a truck show. That's our thing. Yep. So if the heavy hitters are walking around, you're going, oh shit, there's so and so. Know? But if your hobby is Land Rovers, you haven't got the foggiest idea who Mark McCarthy is. Means nothing to you. It's just a guy walking around looking at you, and he comes and talks to you about your Land Rover, and you go, oh yeah, it's got a doodah, and oh yeah, good on you mate, good to meet you. You've both just had a chat, that's all you've had.
No, it's a great environment, and for the public, you like you say, you go, I mean, hey, we all have a truck show, there's no two ways about it, but the reality is that for those that are there sort of being dragged along against their will, that's just that is just trucks sort of attitude. But that show, if you have had enough of looking at trucks, which I mean we don't have that problem here.
Ever say that again, Carl?
I know.
Ever say that again?
I know.
Shake your ground here.
Those cobblestones are hard, mate, and they're 13 feet below us.
13,000 feet?
Yeah. The speed you hit them, it'll feel like it, I'll tell you.
No. For those that, you've got the varieties there, just going back to what you just said before, it's, it is the Land Rovers, it is the steam traction engines, it is the the tractor pull competition, it is all of the above, all those things that are going on, and I mean, where we were with our stand this year and looking down on the tractor pull, that was bloody entertainment.
That was
plus.
Great.
That was great.
I was blown away by that.
Oh, jeez. I mean, we're all sitting there waiting to catch a red hot bloody piston or a half a camshaft.
That's right.
It didn't happen, but I mean, we were all ready. But
I said to Pa and Anna, I'll get you a catcher's mitt, right? Right at the start, and when the tractor pull was down in front of us, and I said, I'll get you a catcher's mitt, and if you see a piston come through, just catch it before we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you hear a big bang, duck.
Yeah. Oh, which leads us on to ducks and ibises that walk around Brisbane. They're one and the same thing. Brisbane Truck Show 2025. What do we think, man? We were all there. We had a good contingent over there.
It's been a while since I've been to a truck show that's that big and that busy, and that, I mean, I walked through the soles of my shoes, literally. It was great. It was just fantastic to see people out and into it, and you don't want to bring up the C word again, but it shows that we've moved on a little bit, I think.
Yeah, well, 21 there was a show, but everyone was like, once next we're all dead.
Yeah.
And that's in the set. Like, thinking back to 21, Matt and I talked about 21, and we decided to go into, he went, I stayed, because we're both over there. Someone sneezes, they lock down Brisbane.
Yeah.
So, there was just that air of, but the Wednesday night before this year's one, like when we're out, when you and I were walking around, we were all out there around South Bank, like there was a buzz, like the doors are going to open for the first time, and people were thinking 4 years, weren't they? They were thinking, then mentally they were the first time in 4 years. And man, it was.
Well, it was like everything on display, wasn't it? It was electric.
Oh,
Not everything. Not everything.
No, wait a minute. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. It was. But just going back, I just want to the South Bank sort of part of the show.
No. Righto, Gav, let's go and have a beer. It's going to be talking about the Lawrence SAR.
Have we got a box of tissues?
Yeah.
Well, I know I bought my own. Look, hey, come on, like the everyone's talking about it, but I mean, like everyone in the room here, like, what was the highlight? I mean, for me, obviously, you all know that was it for me. That truck just was like, it was the epitome of what trucking was all about back in the day in Australia. But like, what were the highlights for you guys? What was the one thing that sort of?
Jeepers creepers! The highlight, Carl, was the Truck of the Year 2023 presentation.
Exactly, the inaugural.
The inaugural, mate. Yeah.
That was something pretty special.
It was. And it was. We were rapt with how well it was received and embraced by, particularly the contenders. It's a cool thing. It was fantastic having Charlene Clark over there, editor of Focus on Transport and judge in the International Truck of the Year Innovation Award, and also the associate member for South Africa. And it was great for her because she enjoyed. Would she have been to Brisbane Truck Show before?
No, it was her first, I believe.
Was it first? Yeah. So it was. It was really cool. It was really cool for her to be there and to give us the confidence and have a bit of weight from the European arm. To just add to that event. But highlight of the show. Other than that, I just thought it was a great event this year. I thought it was the hardest part was getting in. But once you actually got in, past the legion of
security and
SAS trained security, you needed to validate the birthmark on the inside of your thigh before they let you in. But it was once in, it was great. And of course, if you haven't seen someone in New Zealand Transport for 5 years, go to the Brisbane Truck Show.
You're going to see them there.
Yeah, that rule.
Turn around and you'll see someone else.
Absolutely, 100%. Lots of new models released, and it was really interesting for someone who had been to Hanover last year. Brisbane at 23 was the show that everyone thought Hanover was going to be 22. That transitionary show where the stands have got an equal amount of diesel and alternate, but and look, talking to my European colleagues as well, and the jury members and associates, like they were equally as shocked as everyone else to walk into that show at Hanover, and there's just like 14 diesel engines in the whole thing, and you're talking 23 pavilions the size of a football field each, and like it was so Brisbane was really. Was great because it was that show. It was there's something on the horizon. It's coming towards us, but let's just remember how the shit gets delivered currently. Yeah.
I mean, there was some interesting technology there. I mean, like the FTE trailer.
Yes. Yeah. With the e-axle.
The carrier.
The carrier. What's it called? You sprung that on me, Carl.
Oh no, it's all right. No, just
it's like a verbal exam, Gav.
You wouldn't think I'd just put together an entire report on the show and an entire magazine on that, would you?
But no, that FTE trailer with that carrier set up on it. I mean, that's where things are heading, and it was to see working examples there. I mean, it's all been talked about. We've seen it in the European news items and so on and everything like that.
Yeah.
But to actually, see the thing and have a walk around and have a talk with the carrier reps over there, and that's what got me.
I must say 2 highlights for me, and they're sort of in a way related, I suppose. on the Cummins stand, seeing the next gen fuel agnostic platform.
Fuel agnostic,
Yeah,
X15D, is it?
X15D for diesel, X15N
man.
for natural gas, and X15H for hydrogen combustion.
What a fantastic,
Yeah.
what a fantastic thing when you've got the wherewithal to develop it.
Yeah. I think that's really exciting.
Well, it indicates that they're thinking outside the square. As we all know, electric is not a fix-all. It's not a one pill. Swallow this and all will be sorted. It doesn't promise that at all. And those that think it does are they've got. But when you see that and you go, oh fuck, it really is. It's a clear indication that there is some very big brains working on some rather interesting projects.
Well, it's really interesting because when we were at Hanover last year at the Daimler breakout with Andreas Gorbach, the global boss for Daimler Technical, which was one of the most, when you get in front of those guys and they talk for 40 minutes, it's like spun gold, and he said, I've got a recording, he said about, projecting into the future, he said, Cummins could be the last man standing, in that in the provision of that genre of propulsion,
They might certainly be positioning themselves that way. But I mean, they've obviously also bought actually Meritor, haven't they? Meritor axles, and developing e-axles on that front. So they're across all modes, it seems.
And one of the neat things that 21 did for 23 by being the show that a lot of people came through the gate in 21, but that people were too worried to look. Run it and sort of have a look and leave, I think, was the general thing for 21. But one of the things 21 did by being the show it was for 23 was give the likes of Janus 4 years to gather momentum. So people went into 23 looking for like the likes of that stand and like C Electric. It gave them another half decade to become not just something to look at, but something people, we better look at what these guys are actually doing.
They're genuinely interested in.
We better have a look at what these guys are doing.
There was genuine interest on that Janus stand, eh?
Yeah, there was. I mean, I was over there for, 19, wasn't it? And it was, Janus were there, and you could have fired a cannon down through their stand and you wouldn't have hit a soul. And then this year, 23, a couple of shows on, you said, far out. There was standing room only at times. The thing was I was grabbing a couple of photos and I overheard a conversation. There was a couple, husband and wife, that pulled up, stopped at the stand, and they got talking. And their story was that they were basically one-man band, owner-operator, truck and trailer unit, just doing local and aggregate work and so on in his area, looking at a Janus solution, asking the questions. And you're like, wow, well, there you go. It's
interesting,
Yeah. This is it. People are looking at their options. They're starting to understand that things are changing and have to change in one way or another.
Yeah. And so neat to see, real neat to see like T680, one of the FCEV trucks from Long Beach in California in Australia being evaluated. And the BEV LF on the DAF stand. I love the LF DAF. I reckon it's just such a pity they never just weren't here on to make such a neat little wagon, I reckon.
But talking then again about Kenworth and DAF, to use a nice corporate term, circles us back around very neatly to my second
just so everyone knows, Gav's just spilled his beer all over the laptop.
Drinking at work? No, not us.
Not us. No,
it brings us very neatly back around to my second highlight of the show related to that Cummins Next Gen platform, and that's that DAF XG Plus on the
XG Plus
on the PACOS stand.
Will Shires, our dear friend in the UK and editor at Commercial Motor Magazine, I got a text about 3 minutes after the show opened saying, "Get me everything you can on that truck." How cool was XG Plus?
That's awesome to see that on local in quote marks on Australian soil, and awesome to I think just the thinking there of adapting that sort of European platform for for sort of local conditions to that extent of working in that next gen Cummins motor into a DAF.
Yeah.
A brand new DAF.
Yeah, well, that's it. Seeing something like that sitting there with the, walk around the front of it and see those three numbers 660 on the front of it. You're like, okay, right. And now we're starting to talk. And then the question that was on everyone's lips from New Zealand is does she come in an 8 before?
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because Carl and I did the local presentation of the Toyota Award to Martin Durant and Richard Smart at Southpack Trucks and Wirrie the week after the show, and the XG Plus came up in the yarn we were having afterwards, and Martin was saying that how he said the installation, the R&D and the installation work on that truck, he said the tech guys that were all over it, and they were like, man, this is clean, this is a sharp installation.
Yeah, it's not just
And hey, XG Plus. Like, the elephant in the room is sometime in the next 15 years, 20 years, nothing lasts forever. There's a massive question that's going to come up at Bayswater at some point in the future.
Yeah.
How far down the track that is. They can poo-poo me, they can boo-hoo me off the radio, off the microphone, but nothing lasts forever. There's a question going to be asked somewhere at some time, and this will be the forefather of that decision.
Yeah, could very well be.
That's right. It is. Yeah. There is. It's all pointing in that direction. But once we'd all sort of had enough of sort of the new, we headed sort of 15 minutes inland and went and saw the old.
Yeah, down to Rocklea.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that was. I mean, it was a very, very. It was a fleeting visit because we had to get back for Little Trucker Down Under. That's a whole, we'll talk about that. But the Rocklea, if you get across to Brisbane, you've got to get to Rocklea. You've got to go see that. It's something that it's, the boys out there with the old classics and, sort of rattly old 350 Cummins and 6V blimmin' Detroits and 8Vs and, it was, oh my goodness. It was something pretty special. There was some good stuff out there. So, but then it was back from there for Little Trucker Down Under.
Saturday, Sunday, we were promoting big time Little Trucker Down Under with our photo booth that we got sourced ex-Brisbane, the photo booth. And I was really, conceptually wise, what we were doing, what Matt had planned.
Yeah.
The photo, great, fantastic idea. But I just thought, I'm going to come away with candy floss all over me, tomato sauce, I'm going to have bloody snow-free smears on me glasses, it's going to be a hellhole in there. And I couldn't get over how well-behaved, I don't know, just all of the kids, and they were all 2.5 to 44, right?
Yeah, 2.5.
Happy their favourite.
Mike Williams. Just, I don't know, as well behaved. Like, they were just great. No, here's my thing. They were great people.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
We never had a dud little person.
No.
And what was it, over more than 350 odd kids that had their photo taken?
Something like
that. We were just left in absolute. The little girl.
Yeah.
The little girl that came in.
Angelic.
Just angelic. To have her photo taken. As she left, blew us a kiss. Yeah. And we all went, oh. And then she walked past 20 minutes later and we were like, there she is again, and she flipped us the bird.
That's Australia for you, though, mate.
Just like,
that keeps it real, eh?
Oh, my.
Brings it back down to...
we just absolutely pissed ourselves.
Yeah.
So she is really the daughter of a truck driver.
But hats off to the team at Teletrack Navman for, that was just that whole... That was just incredible to, work in conjunction with them and,
Do you know what I'm going to do, Carl?
What's that?
Do you know what I'm going to do for Teletrack Navman?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to press the applause button.
Hey, mate, go for it.
Ready?
At least once or twice.
2 rounds?
2 rounds for a Teletrack Navman. There you go.
Hey.
And another one?
Yep. And I'll even... Hey. Seriously, team.
What a team.
An amazing group of people to do to do that. You know,
and assist. You know, like it was active assistment because it was all hands on the pump. It really was. There was times there where there was queues of these kids and that sort of thing. But it was, the net result was awesome. You know, the magazine was so well received over there as well. So, you know,
heaps of interest from operators, associations.
My good friends at Lawrence Transport.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. But no. So Brisbane 23,
and of course we have to mention it. Our dear friends over the way. The relaunch of Trucking Life magazine in Australia. Yeah, Mike Williams on the road. Podcast and Yogi Kendall on the road podcast. Outback Truckers fame have relaunched the masthead that kept us all going when we were kids. Not you, Gav. Yours was the Mozambique Weekly or something.
Oh, well, on that point, it's been a while since I've seen you two so excited about something. So.
Jesus.
Oh, seriously.
Or maybe I've just never seen you this excited before. I don't know.
But no, I mean, that magazine for us growing up, that was, you know, because it well predates, you know, New Zealand trucking. It's just one of those things that's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, before the New Zealand trucking dream started, it was one of those things that we hung out for that magazine. And rig of the month, and you know, just oh my goodness,
just trucking around. They all had their birthplace.
Yeah, that's where it all came from. So the thing is that
and the great editors, Murray Clifford, Malcolm B. Johnson, you know, Bruce Honeywell,
mate, and that's the thing. And the big question was, of course, for those that are that will remember those early days of Trucking Life magazine, the question was asked about the International Aerodyne pickup truck. That. Yeah. And the boys reckon there's people that know where it is apparently, and they reckon they're going to seek it out.
Is that right?
And do something with it. Yeah. So I said, well, I think it needs to be done. It can't not be. But yeah, no. Hats off to the team. It's
it's really interesting. Like, you know, the thing that still plagues me the most with this job, by far, even 8 years into it now, and I don't know, is like, and you know this. We've talked about this. You and I have talked about this on numerous occasions, but the stage fright thing still, because I'm still the kid that became a truck driver that worked at a transport company that looked up in adoration to so many people, and now you know, and like when my very first trip in 2015 to the Volvo, my very first overseas media trip was to the Volvo media conference, and Bruce Honeywell was there, and I saw him straight away. You know, and then I think it might have been Tim Giles said, "Oh, Dave, this is Bruce Honeywell," and I'm just like, my hero.
Yeah, I know, that's it. But hats off to the boys there. They've got it's a big job ahead of them. It really is. There's no denying that. But no, if there was a couple of characters that can pull that off and make that happen and pull it back to its former glory, that'll be those two boys.
Yeah. No, she's all go. So that was Brisbane.
Yeah.
If you weren't there, make sure you're there next time. And of course, we have got looming on the horizon as of the press release yesterday. Looming on the horizon. It'll be here before we know it. Massive Kenworth celebrations at the Creek of Mystery.
Yes, the mysterious creek. Yeah.
One thing we know that's not a mystery is when the Kenworth 100-year celebrations for New Zealand will be, and that's Mystery Creek next Waitangi weekend 2024.
2024. So put a ring around that now.
Find the press conference on any media site, hopefully ours. And there's more to come. I was talking to Richard Smart this morning over the email, and he said mid-July they'll start releasing details about registrations and things like that.
Yeah.
But just go and put a ring around the calendar.
Yeah.
Now Muzz said to me this morning, man, we should we do radio from the? I said, we'll go single person in the box, 72 hours non-stop.
Yeah.
I said, I'll just talk to myself through the night.
Yeah, exactly. No, we will be there with bells on. That's going to be something to So, am I right in saying that actually celebrates the 60 years of Kenworth in Australasia as well?
Carl, if I walk around with a propeller on my head, you have a turbofan jet. You say things that people haven't even dreamt of yet. So.
Well, I just I think I'm damn sure it is. It's 10 years since Bay Park, isn't it? Bay.
24. Oh, 24.
24.
Yeah,
14. Yes, 2014.
And that was 50 years, wasn't it? That was 50 years of Kenworth in Australasia.
Because I started at Fairfax in 15, and it was the year before 14.
Yeah.
So you must be right.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure. So it's going to be huge. Put a ring around it. You got to be there.
It's Southpack. If Carl is right, I'll take all the credit. If Carl is right, I know nothing about it.
Here's his phone number and email address. Yeah.
All complaints to Gavin Myers.
No, this is a radio chat, not a magazine.
First time.
No, that's going to be
it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be, and then look, it's just about there were two brands, really, and I suppose you could start with you could start the ball rolling with International, but I mean they've been around forever. But there were two brands that arrived en masse that changed the face of transport in New Zealand.
Yeah,
and we celebrated one last year. Was it the year before last year? When was Max?
Late last year.
Last year, and so it's time to celebrate the other.
Yeah, that's right, exactly it. But the thing is, I think what actually was the catalyst of that was the fact that at the time when both those brands arrived here in New Zealand, there'd been like certain movies and TV shows and so on that actually brought them to our front of mind, and we're like, what are these trucks?
Yeah.
And so Convoy just was the timing of that movie hitting New Zealand. It was impeccable because those brands were really starting to. They were starting to really find their feet over here and are following, and it just hasn't eased off since then.
Moving on, BJ and the Bear.
All of the above. It just went on.
Smoking the Bandit. It's all that.
Yeah. So, no, that's another big celebration to look forward to.
Excellent. The magazine this month, the June 2020 magazine that is on the shelves, and it's got another one of those trucks on the cover, those ones that you just...
Hang on, let's just hit the June 2023.
23, yes.
What did I say?
2020.
Did I?
Yes.
See, I've still got COVID.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I've still... Oh, yeah, that's right. I've got, what is it? Post-COVID traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, mate. Yes, anyway, are we doing it that way or this way or S way?
June 2023, that way, this way or S way. There's only one way.
Yeah, that's it. Look at it.
Look, another one of those trucks. Oh, what? And I say this in the story, so I'm not speaking out of turn. It's got Cascadia syndrome. A truck that you go overseas, you relate to overseas, you look at overseas. Yeah. Probably S-way even more because it's a cab over, so you know it'll fit straight away. And you think, oh man, if you were at home, it would just be, man, they'd be able to put their best foot forward and really get in the race because you're big and majestic, and all of a sudden it's a foggy morning and tie happy.
Yeah, and then one comes around the corner and you just you do stand there for a moment pinching yourself because you think, here it is on the road and it's working,
and it's just sitting there in front of you going
they're like, purring like a kitten, literally. They do. That's exactly what it does.
And the big Euros, and I actually say it in the story as well. The big Euros, they sit there and Scotty, the driver, goes, oh, well, I better get on my way and get down to the trailers, which were 11 hours after we arrived. But anyway, we'll get down there and get to the trailers, and he jumps in, shuts the door, and it goes, click, click.
No, that was a real treat to see, it is the first official road test and examination of an S-way at work.
AS cab, line haul, one of the perfect pictures for it. 13 litre.
That's right. Yep.
Neat people.
Yep. Oh,
neat people.
Great
Clint the owner and Scotty the driver. Just
couldn't do enough to help, and it really, it's full credit to them. I mean, it's a big leap for them in the sense of it's a truck that was going to always cause a stir and be a bit of a showpiece, but they've taken the leap and they've put it to work and it's out there doing it, and as Scotty said, he's in love with the thing. It's delivering, it's doing what it should be doing, and it's with ease. So the platform, when you look at it, the Iveco platform's certainly proven now. The old the X-way. The X-way.
So go to the West Coast and South Island.
That's right. The X-way has paved the way for this thing, but seeing it here now is just it is a great looking truck, and the Iveco team, they've put an awful lot into the release.
They're behind it.
They're doing it.
But the thing is, it's so easy to sell something that looks sexy.
Yeah, well,
you know, it's so easy to sell something that looks cool. It's so easy to love a truck that's easy to love. You know,
the looks. I don't understand why that truck gets the sort of commentary it does about the looks. Really, I think it's when you see it in the metal, it is its own thing. It really is a stunning truck.
Because when they first come out, people said, "Oh, it's not."
No.
But it's like I say in the article. You know, European VDAM is so tight. There's only so much they can
do with it. Yeah.
You know,
But
and
when you get inside the cab, that's the layout, the dash layout, and so on, the interfaces. It's gorgeous. You know, I mean, there's some real thought gone into it. The sleeper cab and so on, the bunks and bits and pieces. I mean, that's a whole other dimension as well. But the refrigerator and the chiller and everything. It's got all the creature comforts, but the layout, the actual driver's seat and dash layout and everything is gorgeous.
The great thing is, yes, they've evolved the interior somewhat. It's not exactly. It's different to X-Way, and that was a move on from Stralis. But there's enough there that if you're a Stralis driver in a fleet that's got X-Ways and S-Ways, and you have to get out of your Stralis and go and drive S-Way, you'll go, okay, yep, sweet, yep, sort of got it,
yep, that's it. Yeah, no, the family orientation is there, or the connection.
And of course, what was the second truck that rolled out from behind the presentation fog at Wirrie in February was an 8x4 tractor. 8x4 rigid.
Yeah, 8x4 rigid.
So New Zealand, so what a great rural carrying, for a rural carrier sort of a...
We'll be after one of those next probably. I'm genuinely upset that I wasn't actually able to go on the tightest test with you guys and get
we know how much
get
you
up
like
close to the first deck. 4:30 in the morning to go chase a truck. Come on.
It was it was the journey down there to actually be there for 4:30. I mean, we probably could have just slept in the driver's seat and passenger seat of the car. Actually,
been done before.
It's been done before. Yes, it has. That's what it's all about, though. Trucking is 24 hours.
So what else have we got in the June 23?
23.
Yeah, so we discussed obviously Brisbane and Truck of the Year. So full write-ups of both of those events in the June issue. We've got a very sexy top truck this month.
Yes.
Very sexy top truck as 220 starts to land on the market. We've got a beautiful K200. RT Southern Lion Hall's 2.8 metre K200 Aerodyne named Bad Habit. Shot and story compiled by our good friend Andrew Geddes. It's a great story too.
I love that comment about the blimmin' 2.3 metre that he had. How his mates
driving a day cab.
Yeah, gave him a ribbing when he driving a day cab. So he had to get the 2.8.
2.8. Yeah, that's what you do.
That's what you do to shut them up. Exactly.
I have to say, in a fantastic segue between two topics of conversation this afternoon, on the way to Wanaka, I followed Rob down from through the Hunderlee section of you could, if you videoed that and took it to Master Drive and said, right, show everyone this. Right, this is how you sort out a set of steep winding hills without overtaxing your truck and making optimal use of the power and just driving like an absolute polished first class. Then show them this video, because it was just like when I sort of bid him farewell, when I stopped to say, he didn't know I was just a grey car in a queue behind him. But I was just like, this is how it's done.
Fantastic. Then we've got, I suppose, those who are keeping an eye on products from the Scania stable and wondering about the new Euro 6 V8 stuff. We've got a write-up on the new R660 V8 from Aussie by our mate Howard Shanks over there. And also a little bit of news from the Volvo Group, introducing the FH Electric and their whole drive, their push for electric vehicles, the introduction of those into this region, which, very exciting, very interesting. interesting times ahead again with them, as we said with the DAF.
And we've got a test drive. Oliver Wilms is test driving an FH Electric.
Yep. So just to tie that all together, a European test drive of that, over 600 kilometres of an electric truck. And for those who say that electric trucks aren't suited to line haul business, well, that's what Oliver set out to sort of prove or disprove. And you'll have to read that story to see how he got on. Rather well is the hint there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's like I was over, as you know, and last year driving the MAN e-truck, and there's, apart from the VDAM issues in New Zealand, there's no reason why it could. But can I just do a shout out? Like, it's interesting because you get the magazine and you read these overseas stories, and overseas, story by Oliver Wilms in Europe driving, and you read it. But can I just say, might add a bit of I don't know to the story. I know Oliver Wilms quite well, and he is the best, funniest bugger you have ever spent a night drinking Weiss beer with. And he has, do not think for one moment that Oliver doesn't know who we are, because he's been here 6 or 7 times.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
and he's an absolute advocate. He is Kiwi to just loves the country, loves New Zealand, and just the best bugger in the world to have a night on a beverage of your choice.
As long as it's a Weiss beer.
As long as it's a Weiss beer. Yeah. So please read that story written from the point of view of someone who knows us well, loves us heaps, and enjoys a malt smoothie.
Excellent.
Right. That's played Jeremy at the Model Bar. New models, Carl?
Jeremy at the Model Bar, mate. Hey, look, he's lived up to his promise that he laid down sort of a year ago now, isn't it? Thereabouts. But basically the next 2 in his collection of Volvo stock units are on their way. They're getting closer and closer by the moment.
We've seen the...
Yes, yeah, we have. Yes, Fru's livery.
Yes.
Celebrating their big anniversary.
Yeah.
So that's very cool, and that's actually that's a story in itself. He did the model in their heritage livery. And they've seen that, and they've gone, that's actually bloody cool. Let's apply that to one of our trucks.
Right.
So they're actually putting that heritage livery and so on, celebrating the anniversary and everything on there, one of the real ones. So
hang on a minute. Give me. So they're making a real truck out of a model.
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's quite an exercise. But,
it actually should be the other way around.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's what they're up to. So there is a pre-release models are on display at the Model Barn at the moment.
So it's Frozen Midlands, isn't it?
No, it's East Coast, isn't it?
East Coast. Okay, yeah.
East Coast. Very similar colour schemes, but East Coast. And they look outstanding in the flesh. It's one of those things that the pre-production models are exactly what's going to. It's just time to do those fine little tweaks now. And then they'll be going into production. So watch the space. We'll be featuring them in the magazine coming up very shortly. Probably, we might get them into the August magazine. Keep your eyes peeled, but rather exciting. So the next 2, he's promised 10. It's a big promise, but hey, look, he's nearly halfway there. So with these 2, so it's like yeah. So I mean, hey, look, but. So start saving some pennies now, because you're going to want to add these 2 to the first 2 you purchased.
Well, the thing is that, like, I've got Gunner's truck and Wayne and Dean's on the cabinet in the office behind my desk. And I still turn around, I'm still buzzed out.
Oh, I know.
Because the New Zealand trucks, like, it's like, you look at you look at the TSL one, and straight away you think, oh, what how rowdy, what he's doing today. Even though it's not his truck, it's not a Series 5, but you just look at, like, it just it talks to you from the, because they're New Zealand trucks.
Yeah. And then spin it the other way around. It's actually quite funny, because the other day I was going down the road and Gunner went past. Gunner's one went past the other way, and it was like, I've got a model of that.
Yeah.
So
And who'd have thought?
Yeah. So that's it. So no, hats off to
So
Jeremy.
I reckon, based on what he's done for memorabilia Kiwiana and collectitis in New Zealand, I mean, if she can get a dame,
Oh, well.
Jeremy.
Surely. Yes. Look,
surely he's a knight of the Garter, third order of the Poobah, whatever.
Yeah, sort of, yeah, that's right, yeah. Maybe we could...
a knight, third order of the stock crate.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. We'll put his name forward for that because he deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and there will be a release day as well, like he did with the first two. So there will be that day where...
We'll go out there.
Yep, and...
have a party, smash a joint up and come home.
Yeah, well. But leave some money behind as well.
Yeah,
because we'll be going home with 2 models again. So, watch the space. Very exciting. And the other excitement that'll happen on that day, of course, will be the release of what the next 2 will be.
Yes.
He does that as well.
Yes.
So then we'll know where we're heading and that. So that's, watch the space.
Bated breath.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's about all we've got to talk about.
I think.
That was a bit of a...
Yeah, it's
not quite a moot, but a good...
a good old chinwag around.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can have... we think, let's do the 5-minute moot, but the worst thing you can ever do is decide to have a moot with 3 people that think alike.
Well, I know, it's hard to...
Right, this is what I think, and bugger you two, and they're like, well, we think that too.
Yeah, we think the same.
Yeah,
but, so they're not really... But, but anyway, they're discussions. They're, but on that note, discussions and so forth, have you got that form where I've got to declare those $13,000 worth of shares that I purchased, or is that something does that conflict of interest with...
Carl, you've got to declare these things, mate.
Oh, shit, okay, sorry.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay, all right.
Who to know? The Transport Minister had more shares than a train's got empty carriages.
On that note, bop. Catch you next time.
Whether you're driving them, maintaining them, selling them,
Sold!
refueling them, filling them with stuff, or just admiring them.
Oh, yeah.
This is your radio station. Trucking Radio 24/7.